Hey everybody, it's James here from GOODGUITARIST.com, and today I'm going to show you how to strum along to Freebird, because let's face it, as fun as it is to take a solo for like 3 hours, somebody's got to be holding down the rhythm, and that somebody might as well be you. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning today.
'Cause I'm as free as a bird now, and this bird you cannot change. Lord help me, I can't change.
So as you can see, it's just some basic chords and a strumming pattern. I'm going to show you some things to kind of make it a bit more expressive on the strumming side of things. And for that like riff at the end, I have a few options ranging from like pretty easy to like bar chords and nice and full. So we'll discuss all that during this lesson. Real quick before we get started, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment. You can ask me any questions that you have down below, or even just to say hi. I really do appreciate hearing from you guys. And yeah, let's just get started. For the most part, it's the classic 4-chord combo, you know, G, D, E minor, C, but there's also an F chord in there, and a lot of the times people play the bar chord version, but I have an easier version. And by the way, if you're not 100% with, you know, the basic chord shapes, I have a free ebook. It's free for all my subscribers. I'll put a link to that in the corner. That'll train you up and get you comfortable switching those chords. Anyways, the easier version of F, we're going to skip the thinnest string, put our index on the first fret of the B string, middle finger on the second fret of the next string, then my pinky finger on the third fret of the D string, and my ring finger just above that on the third fret of the A string. My thumb is lightly touching the thickest string. That gives me a nice fat F chord without resorting to the bar chord, which obviously is ideal, but you know, it's a bit of a thing, right? And as far as switching into it, we're going to be coming from an E minor. So we just move our middle finger down, and then I kind of pivot off of that into that chord shape. And then I'm going to lift my pinky and move my middle finger up to the second fret of the D string, and that gives me the C chord, which comes right after the F. So I'd recommend working on those transitions. Like I said, my free ebook, we go over all this stuff in much more depth, so please check that out. Either way, I'm just going to write out the chord order, and this is what you do for pretty much the entire song. We do repeat that final line, F, C, D, D, several times during certain parts of the song. Like we'll just be going F, C, D, D over and over again, and we like build up and do some cool strumming stuff. But let's not put the cart before the horse. First, let's just take a look at the basic strumming pattern that'll get you through 99% of the song. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we have a 4-beat strumming pattern. On beat 1, it's just a downstroke. On beat 2, it's technically a downstroke, but I put that R there. That means root. Aim for the root of the chord. That way you get kind of like a bass hit. It adds some dynamics to your playing. So instead of strumming all the strings, you just get that, right? So down, root, then another downstroke on beat 3, and then down up on beat 4. And this is a very basic strumming pattern, but it's all about the details. This is a great strumming pattern for learning to express yourself a little bit better. You can just mute the strings and just go down, root, down, down. To me, I really feel like a big downstroke on this one, like, you know, and it just, it's worth it to kind of emphasize beats 1 and 3 and give them a little more oomph on those downstrokes, and it really makes the strumming pattern come alive. Let's just take these chords, and we're going to play our strumming pattern one time over every chord shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm switching on that upstroke after the and of 4. That's where I'm switching. And I have a full playthrough of this on my Patreon page where I play through the entire song from start to finish. And you're welcome to check that out afterwards. There are some parts where we can kind of change up the strumming a little bit in a really simple way to kind of go with the energy of the tune. That last line, F, C, D, D. When we go, and this bird you cannot change, we would play the last line of the progression 4 times. And during that part, we can change up our strumming a little bit to kind of go with the energy of the song. So I would play my strumming pattern normally on F, normally on C, and then on D, 1 time, and then the second measure of D, I would go down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So just, down, up on every beat, right? So all of the D part. Regular strumming pattern, down, up, down, up, down. And that way you get that build up. Really gives you that payoff, right? So that's the one alteration I'd make to kind of add something a bit more to this tune. The other thing is during the intro, you're just going to strum each chord once, just like 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Just let the song breathe a little bit. I would do that for the intro. Otherwise, you just kick it into the strumming, and that's pretty much it. Now, the other part that we have to learn is the solo section, which is just 3 chords, G, then B flat, which is a bar chord. We have the option up here or down here. Or we could play a B flat power chord, which is a lot simpler. We'll talk about that in a sec. And then the C chord for 2 measures. In my opinion, the simplest way to do this is just to play the power chord shape. Index on the 3rd fret of the thickest string, and then your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string, and your pinky just underneath it. And just going down, 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 up, aiming for the thickest strings. So that's G. Then you drag the shape up till your index is on the 6th fret, and your pinky and ring are on the 8th fret. And then you bring it up 2 more frets. Or you could amp it up 1 more level and you could go G, then the B flat bar chord, which I would play here. That way you don't have to shift all over the place, into the C chord. But if you're just singing the song around a campfire, you don't even have to play this part. This is just for if somebody's going to take a solo, which is always good to do. People love it when you play rhythm for them and they get to just go like, or do their thing, right? It's a lot of fun, but you don't have to do that if you're just going to sing the song. Now, if you want to play through the entire thing with me, I have that available on my Patreon page, playing through the entire song from start to finish. Otherwise, all you really need to do, you can just go to the start of this video and play along with that demo that I did, 10 seconds into the lesson, and that's gonna set you up, right? Either way, don't forget to grab my free ebook. I'll put a copy of that in the corner and down below. I also have a course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, designed to take you from absolute beginner to confident strummer. It'll go over all the most common and useful chord shapes, strumming patterns, all the stuff that you need. And it's not just here's the thing. It's actually going to teach you how to practice. You get to practice along with me. I'm going to be there every step of the way. There's also a community that you'll join automatically when you become a part of this thing, where you can just ask me questions directly, and there's all sorts of, there's other people taking the course, and we're all just helping each other learn guitar. So I highly recommend that if you want to accelerate your guitar journey. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, like the video. That really helps me out, and I do appreciate that. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.